bitches is sick in the fucking brain. You bitches can't sit here and accept the fact that somebody's different than you. I was like, what do you mean? Does that mean that when I get cash back, it comes from my account? She's like, yes, when you get cash back, it comes from your account. I was like, what? So all this time I've been getting my own money? And then I was like, okay, then no cash back today.
Getting as much as they possibly can today, even if it means they'll be worse off for it tomorrow. And because everybody is constantly trying to take advantage of one another on a daily basis, it creates an extremely low trust society.
The people from Canada are trying to move to the US, even right now.
I'm from America. We don't waste time in America. We don't have time to waste. We're literally just squeezed dry every single second that we exist. I think I'm in fight or flight. Like everything's so calm here.
Remember when moving overseas sounded crazy? Well, now it sounds like the backup plan. If you've ever wondered why Americans are packing up and moving elsewhere, you are definitely not alone. Check this out.
So when I came to America, I didn't know anything about cashback. So one day I go to the store by myself, and then when I'm about to check out, they ring up my stuff, and then this lady was like, do you want some cashback? And I was like, cashback? She's like, yeah, do you want cashback? And I was like, how much? She's like, well, how much do you want? You can get from $10 to $100. And I was like, okay, since it's my first time, I'll just get $10. And then she was like, all right. She got the $10 and gave me my receipt. And then she was like, thank you for shopping with us. And I was like, sure, you're welcome. So I left. As I was going home, I was like, wow, she gave me free money? She gave me free $10? Okay. I'll go back to that store again and see if they'll give me a free ride. Maybe it's because I was shopping there by myself for the first time, so that's why they gave me the money. So I go to the store again, and then I go to the same lady who checked me out the other day, and then she was like, "Ma'am, do you want cashback?" And I was like, "Yes, I want cashback. I'll get $30 today." And she was like, "Okay." She gets the $30. She gives it to me. She's like, "Thank you for shopping with us." And I was like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" She gave me free money. She gave me free money. Is this the American dream that everybody has been talking about? In America, they give you free money? Oh my god, I couldn't believe it. I went home. I got that $30, put it with the money that I had. I kept it. I was like, I'm gonna go there again, but I won't go there like every day because they'll think I'm greedy, They'll think I'm greedy that I'm just coming here for the money. So I'm just gonna, after a few days, I'm gonna go back. So after a few days, I went back to that store, and then they asked me again, do you want cash back? And I said, yes. Today I'll just get a $10. And they were like, okay. She gave me the $10 in my receipt. Thank you for shopping with us. And I was like, sure, you're welcome. I'll see you later. I left. And I was like, wow, this is truly the American dream. Free money every time you go and shop at their store. And then this other day, I was like, I'm gonna go a little bit higher. If they ask me for cashback, I'm gonna say I wanted $50. And then I went to the store again after a few days, and they're like, this cashier was like, "Do you want cashback?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want cashback, but today I'm gonna get a $50. Is it okay if I get a $50?" She was like, "Sure, yeah." And then she was like doing her thing on the register, and then she was like, "Oh, you don't have enough money on your account. How much money do you have on your account? Because it's saying you have insufficient balance." And I was like, "Huh?" I said, I have enough money on my account to buy because I was buying only like good stuff that were like maybe like twelve bucks and all that stuff. Yeah, like $12. So she was like, check how much you have on your account. And then I checked on my account and I only had like maybe like $29 and some change. And then I was like, well, I have $29 and some change. That means it's enough to cover for my stuff. And then she was like, well, then you can't get cash back because you need to have enough money on your account to get cash back. So I was like, what do you mean? Does that mean that when I get cash back, it comes from my account? She's like, yes, when you get cash back, it comes from your account. I was like, what? So all this time I've been getting my own money? And then I was like, okay, then no cash back today. And then I left and I walked with a walk of shame and I was like, what? So that cashback that I was getting was my money? I thought they were appreciating me for shopping at their store. That's why they were giving me cashback. Oh my god.
I'm from America. We don't waste time in America. We don't have time to waste. We're literally just squeezed dry every single second that we exist. I think I'm in fight or flight. Like everything's so calm here. I just moved to another country. I'm getting married in 2 days. And like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Because all my friends are home. All my friends are working or doing something that a normal person is doing at whatever 5 hours behind where I am is. It feels weird to not be on that regulated schedule, to not be like in sync with anyone that I usually spend my time talking to besides Aubrey. And like, thank God. He's the most understanding, amazing human that has ever existed, because like Jekyll and Hyde is literally an understatement. I am like Jekyll, Hyde, his crazy uncle, and his misfit brother. I'm crying, I'm laughing, I'm hysterical. I'm ripping my clothes off because I feel like they're choking me. Like, I don't even know what I'm feeling. Am I sad? I don't know. Am I angry? I don't know. Am I excited? A little? I don't know. I feel all of the things and they're just all right here. I don't know how to differentiate them anymore. I don't know how to figure out what feeling is associated with what idea. So I'm just gonna put some things on my face that I don't usually use, but they feel kind of nice. Hopefully it doesn't make me break out before my wedding day. That I'm not nervous about for some reason. That's the only thing I'm not like freaking out about. It's like a good shout, a good sign. I don't know. I don't know if it's the lack of sleep or the adjusting, all the adjusting. There's so much adjusting, you know? Like everything's weird. Everything's weird from what I eat for breakfast in the morning to when I wake up to what I do throughout the day, where I go, where I don't go, what I buy. Everything's different. Like literally everything. And I'm just like, I know I've done this before and I know that it gets better, but it takes forever. It takes me like months to adjust and to like feel present. And I want to feel present right now, like so badly. Like, I know I'm so fortunate, you know, like boo-hoo, boo-hoo to me. I'm like getting married to the love of my life in a beautiful country and I get to stay here and live here. And like, what the hell do I have to complain about, you know? I want to be happy. Sometimes I'm really happy. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in a fairy tale. The luckiest person to ever walk the earth is me. But then like that in itself causes this like guilt cycle of like I'm doing this crazy thing that nobody's doing and I need to be making every single minute of this count for something, and I'm like, I feel like I'm wasting time and I hate that. It's like a lot of sunshine and rainbows, but like not all sunshine and rainbows is all I'm saying.
That's why I want to leave America. Number one, I'm a black woman in America, getting shit on every single fucking day on the internet, in real life. I'm sick of it because you bitches are sick in the fucking brain. You bitches can't sit here and accept the fact that somebody's different than you. Number two, America's broke, making everybody else they fucking broke problem as well. I'm sick and tired of having to go to work every single day just to get scraps and pennies, bitch. I could shake my ass and make way more than any of you bitches is paying me. Number three, you bitches is liars. America is told to be the place for opportunity, but all I'm seeing is debt. And number four, you bitches are so stupid that you bitches elected a fucking felon. A fucking felon. I want to keep you bitches broke. He don't care about none of y'all. Don't even care. And number five, this place is not it. Number five, all y'all trying to do is make America's unhealthy. When you go to a different place, a different whole fucking country, they food is nice. They food is healthy. You bitches want to make us look like motherfucking Donald Trump and his fucking floppy ass belly. Sick.
T-minus 4 update. So this is where we're at. We've just been out for dinner with the last of our friends and had our last farewell dinner. And here is what we're living in now. A completely empty house. No personal effects, no belongings. This is now unbearable. If you're watching on tonight and you're in Ireland, hit me up with a DM because we have got 8 hours to pass with 5 suitcases, 2 children, a dog, and a wife. So we need some advice on how to best pass that time. For those of you new here, January 19th, we're leaving the United States, moving back to Scotland after several years of being here, and we're taking you with us. So follow along and share that journey with us. January 19th, guys, mark it in your calendar. Be there or be square. God bless.
All right, so I don't feel well tonight, guys. So I'm scrolling. I'm scrolling TikTok TV tonight. I did my 3 to 5 posts, so okay, fine, whatever, algorithm, fine. I'm scrolling TikTok TV, and I noticed that a lot of the things on my FYP tonight are people posting about leaving the country, being, not happy with what's going on, and they want to leave the country, or they've already left the country. People convincing, those of us who are here to leave the country. And they're going to all these exotic places, and life is good, and pay $10 for rent every month, and I got a pool in my bedroom. All right, I get it. I really do. I really get it. I understand it, and trust me, it crosses my mind a lot more often than I want to, than I really want to acknowledge. But here's my thing. And maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm just paranoid. Maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But I feel like everyone moves. We go to different countries. We, start living life. We get comfortable. And about 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 years into it, something happens, and the country is like, get the hell out. Go back to your country. We don't want you here. And then we got to come back. And then we got to face the hell and the wrath of whatever, because we left in the first place. I don't know. I just feel like that's what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Am I tripping? Do you think I'm tripping? I don't know.
God, I hate America. I'm leaving. I'm going to Canada. You know it's more expensive there, right? Like, you're less likely to be able to buy a house there. Okay, well then I'm going to Mexico. Right now, really, that's a terrible idea. You'd be wildly unsafe there. Well, I'd rather be unsafe and have my money go less far than be here. No, you wouldn't. There are only 3 things that matter when choosing a place to call home. 1 is affordability of living, and I'm sorry, but Canada's not better than America for that. 2 is safety, and Mexico is definitely not safer than America right now. Okay, well then screw it. I'll go to Europe.
So recently, I met a Black American woman who's been living here in Uganda, and she owns some land here and has been hiring locals to help, develop it and build it. She's paying them more than they would earn if they work for other people in the area. She is paying them on time, which is super, super rare here in Uganda. And then number 3, she hires like local women in the area to cook for the employees so they can eat while they're like, working. The workers keep stealing from her. They take the tools that she buys and they go to town and sell them. She buys 10 bags of concrete, but somehow only 6 of them end up on a work site. So now she has to watch everyone like a hawk. This brings me on to reason number 1 why many Black Americans leave Africa is, well, they feel like they're at a constant disadvantage. Most Africans that I've met believe that Black Americans are a result of white people and African people breeding together. And Mzungu means like white man. They believe it's perfectly acceptable to lie to the Mzungu, to steal from the Mzungu, to mistreat the Mzungu. And the logic they use to like justify this or to make it okay is, well, you have money and I don't. And you see, being an American means you earn dollars, and earning dollars means in eyes of locals, you are rich.
Now, this is more of an indictment of Africa and why it can't develop or modernize despite trillions of dollars in foreign aid being spent over the years. The governments are extremely corrupt, which leads to a massive distrust in the institutions. And because there is no expectation that you'll get ahead and improve your life by doing things the right way, the people adopt a mindset of short-term thinking, where people will lie, cheat, beg, borrow, and steal for short-term benefit at the expense of long-term prosperity. When Americans who want to move to Africa and bring their money and invest in the country and build a house and establish roots get cheated and robbed at every turn by the locals, it scares away the very people Africa needs to help build up its society. They're only interested in getting as much as they possibly can today, even if it means they'll be worse off for it tomorrow. And because everybody is constantly trying to take advantage of one another on a daily basis, it creates an extremely low trust society. There's very little solidarity or collective unity in individual African countries amongst people who share the same language, the same culture, and the same history. So what makes you think they're going to extend an olive branch to people 5,000 miles away on a different continent just because they share the same skin color? And this particular guy is is living in Uganda. But here's another American woman living in Ghana who has almost the identical experience.
Okay, I just got back to America after a year of traveling around the world, and I got some criticisms. Like, this place is really strange, and maybe because I'm looking at things from a outside perspective, but things are looking kind of foreign, and things are looking very dystopian. And I'm not. Maybe I am anti-America, but it's like, so one thing that I noticed when I got off the airplane, I was like, okay, you know those little trolleys that you get to, like, get the luggage, right? I was like, why do I gotta pay for this? It's like you literally have to pay. Nowhere in the world did I have to pay for this. And I was just like, oh, capitalism, like ultra capitalism, like late stage capitalism. Like, what is wrong with people? Like, this is a basic right, or I thought, and this is like really minor. But then things kind of evolved as I, went around. Why can you not get anywhere without a car? I really took this for granted everywhere I was, because everywhere in Europe and in Asia where I went, pretty much had pretty good public transport. Like, you can take a train or a bus, but everything was nice. Everything was close. But I know America's scale was something to blame, but they don't even try. In certain cities, they don't even try. And like, I need a car now. This is a real inconvenience. I'm inconvenienced. Like, this is disrespectful. And now I got to deal with, I don't know, inflation. Inflation happened. I was aware of this happening worldwide, but I think it specifically hit America crazy because, Trump and all y'all, they weren't doing smart things back in the past. So now the dollar is worth less than it ever was, and now I have to deal with this because I'm back, and I'm not. Why? Why, oh, why am I back in this country? Because you can be very self-sufficient outside of America, in some degree. And then usually, if you're doing remote work, it can be much easier. But even when you're like working in a place, you can work within the system and not need that much. Here, you need quite a lot to get by. You need quite enough to just live. And I was just like, man, oh man, why did I come back? But I had to come back because my research year was over. So now I'm sitting here in my room thinking about what capitalistic job am I gotta do now. But I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna bow down yet. Uncle Sam don't got me just yet. So now we're trying to figure out how to maximize, my dollar at the moment, but also how to get back out of the country, because the escape plan is necessary. Because I don't know, the energy is off. People are sad, and sad in a different way. Like, people around the world are sad, but this place is sad, but people don't have ambitions. People are just trying to get money. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm out.
Here are the reasons why my husband and I are moving back to America from England. I moved to England 3.5 years ago to be with my husband. He is English. He has never lived in America, but he has been a million times. So he is very on board with moving to America. The first one is the weather, okay? The weather in England is so bad, and I don't care what anyone says. It is so terrible, especially this summer. And I've said this before in previous videos, and English people literally come for me and they're like, it's not that bad. Like, it's better down south. I'm like, okay, maybe it's a little bit better down south, like warmer or whatever, but it's still shit. I grew up on water, on lakes, on boats, and you just don't get that here. And I miss it so much. I miss just having a summer knowing it's going to be nice and warm, because here you just do not get that. Number two is you obviously make more money in America. And so many people are also going to be like, oh, it's not all about money. Well, a little bit, I guess, because what my husband does here, he has a great job, works for a great company, makes good money. But in America, to do his job, he will be making like 5 times more. And I'm sorry, you just can't pass that up. The next one is, I have always wanted to buy a plot of land and build my dream house from start to finish, pick everything out myself, just make it my dream home. And in England, you cannot do that. You don't just buy a plot of land and build a house. You have to buy the shittiest house on the street and then renovate it, and more power to if you want to do that. But that is my worst nightmare. Like, no motherfucking thank you. I just want to buy 10 acres and build my dream house. And I also want to have like a little farm, okay? I probably won't be doing that. That's a lie. But like, if I could, I would. Last one, and people are going to come for me. I think there's just a better quality of life in America. People are nicer and more positive. I think people in England are just more like stagnant in their lives. Not everyone. I'm not speaking for everyone in England, okay? But a lot of people that I meet, And when I say people are nicer in America, I'm not kidding. Like, I see so many TikToks of like English people being like, Americans are too happy, like they're too friendly. And I'm like, if you're getting mad at someone for being too friendly, like that makes no sense to me. But I just want to be like in my neighborhood and be like, hi, Stacy, hi, John, like walking and everyone's like greeting each other. I don't care if it's fake. I miss that. And that is why I want to move back to America.
Getting ready to go back to Europe. I'm trying to figure out where exactly I want to go. So I've been to Amsterdam, I've been to Switzerland, I've been to Italy. It's just like America is just it's too many. I don't know. I'm just not feeling this place. Like people, I'm not feeling. I need to get the hell out of here, man. Like this is just ridiculous. So I've been to Switzerland, I've been to Italy, I've been to Amsterdam. So where should I go? Y'all tell me in the comments. Where should I go? I'm going out there by myself. I want to know what's lit. Let me know.
Guys, I finally did it. I'm stepping away from corporate America and starting my nomadic journey abroad. Life in Atlanta was really starting to get to me, and the environment just doesn't seem conducive of growth. Not to mention, the economy is trash right now, and American morale is steadily declining. I mean, that type of life is just not living to me. So I've decided to go on an adventure of a lifetime, and of course, I'm bringing my daughter with me. Anyone who knows me personally knows this is pretty on brand for me and is something I've wanted to do for a very long time. I'm so excited for this journey, so buckle up because you're going to follow us every step of the way.
I spent 2 weeks in Kenya, and I am convinced now more than ever that nobody hates America quite like Americans. It's unbelievable. People from other countries love their country. They might have things going on in their country. People in Kenya got things that they're up against when it comes to the government, cost of living, unemployment, all this stuff that people have to deal with in other countries. They've had atrocities happen from the government, and they love their country. They talk proudly about their country. Some Americans, nobody hates America more than them. It's unbelievable.
I wonder if those that decided to up and leave the US for whatever reason it was within the last year and a half, 2 years, if they have any type of like movers remorse, right? You could have buyer's remorse when you buy a house. I wonder if they have like some type of remorse. And I say that because the wife and I and the kids, we spent Christmas in Canada. And every time we go to like different places, like we've been to Turks and Caicos, right? We tend to like look at the area and see, how would it feel to move here if we did? You feel what I'm saying? Like, so this time around when we went to Canada, we actually got to speak to some people, and it seems as if the people from Canada are trying to move to the US even right now. And I've seen tons of videos dangling the fact that Canada has, free healthcare and stuff like that. But the lady told me, or told my wife and I, like, yeah, they have free healthcare, but it sucks. They said they have the free healthcare, but she was on a list to get an MRI. And guess how long it's taken? It's going to take her into 2027 to get an MRI done. And even though the US dollar goes a tad bit further than CAD, right? It's still expensive. She correlated it to California and how they get taxed out there. She even said that take out they're trying to get it to where you can be penalized for quoting scripture. Like if you say scripture, you're going to get penalized. And we got to visit Toronto, and our hotel was in Ontario, right there at the falls. But we got to visit Toronto, and they are saying that Toronto is trying to become its own place because they everywhere else is trying to take Toronto's money. So it's just a lot, I believe. And this is not a post for us or people to get on here and joke about those that decided to leave for whatever reason it was, right? Their choice is their choice, and they have to live with that. But I need people to chime in. Like, if you did move abroad, do you have like any type of mover's remorse for, are you wanting to come back? Because it seems as if, from what I'm hearing, is that people want to leave the US and go elsewhere. But those places where people are going to, those people want to come here. So I'm not sure. And last thing, if you have not been to Canada, if you can go, it's a very, very beautiful place. Very beautiful place. Expensive, but it's very beautiful. Toronto, Ontario, all of it. Beautiful place. I would go back, and I would highly recommend, if you haven't been, for you to go. Let me know what y'all think. Peace.
We had to leave Namibia and visit the United States for a couple of weeks in order to get a few business items done. And when we are going through this process of traveling, it is a serious shock to us to remember how expensive everything is. In Namibia, we know what things cost. We've got everything under control. We're always still concerned about cost because, cash flow, and because, managing money. We're good. We're money managers. We try to do our best. But then when you do something like this, you remember how really expensive things can be. Like the flight from Windhoek to the United States, incredibly expensive. The flight going back, incredibly expensive. But ever since we stepped off that plane, it has been nothing but like costs racking up. And it's just a reminder that the United States itself is a very expensive place. We say it all the time, but even after a little over a year away, we still kind of forget how expensive it really is. So, for example, in Namibia and at our stopover in Ethiopia, there's little carts available for you to, roll around with your bags at the airport. They're just kind of a given. They're just there. We grab one and we go. When we dropped down in Washington, D.C., we realized they weren't anywhere. They're on a rack and they cost. Same in Denver. We had to pay to receive the cart. And the cart was $8, which is about 143. I did the check. It's like 143 Namibian dollars. You can do some things with that money in Namibia. You can't do a lot with $8 in the US, but you could do some stuff with that money in Namibia. The airport ride in Namibia was 750 Namibian dollars. That is 42 USD. For us to get an Uber, so in that ride, that 750 Namibian dollars airport ride was an hour ride because it's a long way from where we live to the airport. And so to get an Uber XL, which is big enough for us and the kids and our bags, it's $81 USD, which is 1,450 Namibian dollars. That's a lot. There's a lot that can be done for 1,450 Namibian dollars. For 81 USD, I can do a lot in Namibia with that money. I can get a lot of groceries. I can pay some bills. I can pay someone literally to work for me. And that only gets me an Uber ride to the airport here. When we stopped in Washington, D.C., so I wish I could, just for my own therapy, I almost want to tell y'all what all went down, but it was just a hot mess. But my kids were hungry and I had to get them some, we got some drinks, some Lunchables, which is like a little snack pack of a little bit of crackers, a little bit of cheese, and a little bit of meat, and some yogurt. I got those things, and it was 28 USD, which is 501 Namibian dollars. I could go to a restaurant and get us all a nice cooked meal with drinks for that amount of money. So it's a big difference in pricing. And it becomes a little bit of a stress where you're just like, oh my goodness, things that were normal back when we lived here are not normal anymore and not acceptable anymore. It's just like, why does this cost so much? The money is used so differently. We benefit when we come from the States and live overseas and bring our USD. And every time we transfer USD, assuming the exchange rate stays similar, we get a benefit in our money. So our money goes further in Namibia. But when we come back, it just feels like a rush of expenses. And it reminds me of why we were working so hard. We've relaxed ourselves quite a bit since we've been in Namibia because we don't have the level of cost that we had. So many things are different in the way things are done, and so many things are less expensive. The point of me sharing this is just to showcase some of the differences in pricing and how expensive the US is. Many of my Namibian friends are always shocked at some of the prices that I tell them when I tell them what it costs to live in the US. And then they're also shocked when they realize that most of us are living in debt. I also want to remind, I'm talking to, everybody all at once. I was thinking of Namibians when I first shared this to be like, Namibians, can you believe what this costs? But I also know there are Americans watching, and you're just, we live in this expat reality where we have American money, which is artificially inflated for as long as American can hold that up. Our money is inflated. So when we go overseas, we get to experience this our money meaning more. So which means, you can have less US dollars and be able to make it work in Africa. In many countries in Africa, you can make it work and live nicer than you had in the States, but cheaper than you were spending in the States. So the lifestyle difference is incredible. But for Namibians or wherever you're going as an expat, for them, that their lifestyle is still similar. So they're still hustling the way that you were hustling for your work in the States, but you get to have a reprieve. When you're an expat, you get to have a reprieve from the costs and the work of the States because you bring your US dollars to whatever country and transfer that, and it expands for you. So now you're able to use it differently. So we have a different story, but we always have to appreciate and remember that there are people really struggling in these other places. And while it may feel cheap to us to live, it is not cheap for them.
I'm definitely not here to tell you where to live. I'm just here to talk about why so many people are even having this conversation. If this hits home, hit the subscribe button and let's keep the real talk going. Happy every day.